Sprint car season might be about to kick off, and the World of Outlaws look to benefit. We'll talk about that, plus more winning from David Gravel, Danny Dietrich's late medal debut, racing tonight at Wilmot, and Corey Day's first ARCA race. Let's go. It's Monday, July 29th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Is your Kubota equipment due for a tune-up? Their certified technicians are here to get you back up and running ASAP. From routine maintenance checks to major repairs, their state-of-the-art facilities are equipped to handle all of your Kubota service needs. They've got the latest and greatest in tools and a full line of Kubota Genuine Parts at their disposal. They'll diagnose any issues, replace worn-out parts, and get you back to work in no time. Don't let equipment downtime slow you down. Schedule your Kubota service appointment today and experience the difference that comes with being backed by the experts. Contact your local Kubota dealer to book your appointment now. You can find the nearest Kubota dealer by opening up the My Kubota app and tapping the dealers button at the bottom, or you can visit KubotaUSA.com. If you need the My Kubota app, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can also click the links below in the video description. At Weed Sport last night, David Gravel's hot streak continued with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. He got by Carson Macedo before halfway and drove on to Outlaw win at number 13 on the season. That was back-to-back to go along with the Summer Nationals win at Williams Grove on Saturday. The Big Game 2 has now won 4 of the last 7 Outlaw races, and it's 7 straight top 2 finishes going back to the Brad Doty Classic win at ARCA. Behind Gravel, Sheldon Haudenschild went 4th to 2nd, and Carson Macedo slipped to 3rd after leading the first 13 laps. Plenty of good runs as well last night for some of the local and regional drivers. Jordan Poirier had never previously raced against the Outlaws, and he was very strong last night, finishing 7th. Poirier, a regular with the Empire Super Sprints, having won that title in 2022, and he's leading it again this season. And Larry White was hard charger. He went 19th to 10th. Not bad for a modified driver. Stuart Friesen hadn't raced against the Outlaws since 2016. He grabbed a top 5 finish last night driving for Glenn Stiers. A few more laps and Friesen may have actually finished 2nd in that one. Weed Sport seems a bit like a Northeast version of Hobstad in that locals can go there and really have a shot against the full-time teams. Seems to be a bit of an equalizer, and I know that has at least something to do with the slick surface that usually shows itself there. Outlaws have dominated the win column at Weed Sport, but it has not been uncommon to see some of the regional guys run well. That was certainly true again last night. Gravel's continued hot streak has been an absolute gut punch for his championship rivals as the lead just keeps on growing. It's 110 right now over Schatz, 142 over Macedo, and then everybody else from Gio Scelzi and 4th on back is at least 200 points or more behind. Remember that at about 2 points per position, 110 points is 55 feature spots. So Schatz has to beat Gravel by 55 positions over the next half of the season. That is a significant lead. The last time a World of Outlaws champion won by triple digits was actually Donnie Schatz, but that was in 2018 when he topped Brad Sweet by 286. We're sitting at 5 straight years of close title fights, but that might be about to come to an end. This week will be the final points-paying event until the Knoxville Nationals, with teams headed for Peevely and 2 nights of the Ironman 55. Since we're talking about the World of Outlaws, it seems as though the sprint car silly season might be picking up a bit. A series announcer, Johnny Gibson, tweeted back on Friday that there could be as many as 5 rookie contenders running with the Outlaws in 2025. It's only July at this point, so a lot could still change, but the rumblings are definitely starting to get louder. It's been a pretty quiet year so far for sprint car driver and team changes. We even did a daily show about it not long ago. But you figured it would likely only be a matter of time before things started happening. Some names that are floating around out there as possible candidates include Logan McCandless and Danny Sams. McCandless has already run more than 40 races this season, winning twice with the OVSCA. And Danny Sams was impressive during Ohio Sprint Speed Week. He won 3 times during that tour. I've also seen Garrett Williamson mentioned, but it sounds like they would need some more sponsorship help to make something happen, so we'll keep an eye there. There are also rumblings and rumors of an Outlaw rookie campaign being announced during the Knoxville Nationals in a couple weeks that involves a West Coast driver and a Midwest team. From there, other options and names are being talked about, including potentially a team or 2 and maybe some drivers flipping from High Limit to the Outlaws. Outside of the announcement likely coming at the Nationals, though, I don't know that I'd expect any public acknowledgement of some of these deals coming in the near future, but wheels are turning. As we work through the second half of the season, I do think we will be again talking about High Limit versus Outlaws for teams making tour decisions. It's just going to be on a much smaller scale than we had this past offseason. High Limit has held on to the 16 teams up to this point, which that's not an easy thing to do. With a full year of racing, though, the full financial effect of a High Limit season will become much clearer, and teams and drivers will have a lot better information to use to make those decisions going forward. Stay tuned, though, on this front for sure. A lot more still to come. Before we continue, if you like what we do here 5 days a week, please consider subscribing to the show on YouTube, where you get podcasts, or like and follow on Facebook. It's free to do so across platforms, and that certainly will not change. My hope and goal for the year is 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're about 6,800 shy of that right now, with 5 months still to go. If you are already subscribed but still want to help, sharing show links is always a big boost and helps grow the show. You can also hit that like button as well. The daily wouldn't be what it is without you guys tuning in every day, so thank you very much for the support. Elsewhere last night, Indiana Sprint Week at Lawrenceburg was rained out, rescheduled for Tuesday. There was no racing originally scheduled for today, so that makeup show at the Berg is the next event for Indiana Sprint Week. At Hagerstown, Kyle Hardy and Dylan Yoder split the super late model features on Sunday, each taking home $3,500. And if you were curious, Danny Dietrich's late model debut was a bit rough. He was involved in a few incidents, ended up DNFing. I finished down in 21st in that first race. His team did not make the call for the second one. In other winged sprint car action last night, Garrett Williamson was a Sunday winner at Huset's. He picked up the Border Battle title through those 3 nights. Williamson topped Chase Randall and Kerry Madsen in that Huset show. And Brandon Spithaler bounced back from a nasty high limit crash at Lernerville earlier in the week to win with fast at Tri-City. Looking ahead to tonight, the World of Outlaws late models are in action with a 10,000 to win stop at Wilmot Raceway in Wisconsin. Teams are obviously coming off of the Praetor Classic and headed right now after this night into the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake. This will be the series debut at Wilmot, which has been a regular stop for the World of Outlaws sprint cars. Bobby Pierce, he's won 5 straight Outlaw shows entering tonight and is trying to claw his way back into this championship fight with Brandon Shepard and Nick Hoffman. The gap he's trying to erase, still 104 points following that tire alteration penalty earlier this season. After the appeal, Pierce lost 144 points for that penalty, so without it, he'd be the Outlaw Championship leader right now. Tonight's field will include all of the full-time Outlaw teams, but from there, I'll be curious to see who decides to race. Sometimes it can be a tough sell for guys to participate in races like this in between big events. There are quite a few local and regional teams up there, though, and with some of the heavy hitters on the sidelines, nights like this are a good chance for strong finishes for some of those other teams. Finally today, if you missed it, Corey Day's ARCA debut at Salem started strong, was going pretty damn well. He qualified 5th to 25 cars, ran up front for a lot of that main event on Saturday night. On lap 132, though, he tried to clear himself on LeVar Scott down the backstretch and ended up getting right reared. He piled it into the turn 3 wall. That certainly ended his night. To be fair, though, Scott had done just about the same thing the lap before on Day, so not sure if Day was maybe trying to repay the favor there. He certainly didn't say anything about it afterwards in his interview. Plenty of speed, though, and it didn't take him long to get acclimated to the ARCA car. Day will be back with the series at Bristol on September 19th and again at Kansas on September 27th. All right, that's it for the Daily Show today. Hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We will see you all right back here tomorrow.